This is the mantra from Krishna Yajurveda, which is always chanted in all our satsangs also. Like before studying anything scriptural, we chant this one. Actually, it should be chanted in every class because that's in Vyavaharic transactional world also it is required. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha, Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. Okay, this one Sahana Vavatu we just chanted, right? This is the prayer mantra as mentioned Krishna Yajurveda, Taittiriya Upanishad all have this, and this is the prayer, prayer chanted by both teacher and student. Okay, Sahana Vavatu, let both of us please protect, and Sahana Bhunaktu, let us experience that together whatever we learn, and then Sahaviryam Karavavahai, we show our vibrant nature and work, show our what do you call commitment continuously with the same Shraddha. We continue to study together. Tejasvina Vaditamastu, whatever we learn, let us be vibrant and it should come whenever we need. Whenever we need what we learned, sometimes we forget, let that not happen. So that keep that in our mind. Ma Vidvishavahai, any time there shouldn't be any misunderstandings. Like anything not understood, they just talk to each other openly, and that's what it means. Like any doubts will come, it should be like resolved, and so that there won't be any misunderstandings between the teacher and the student. And the next shloka. Next shloka. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं. Shankaram Lokashankaram. Shankaram is, we are referring here to Puja Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji. Lokashankaram, he is the one. Shankara actually the means the one who gives auspiciousness, one who protects us. All those things are meanings come under the word Shankara. So Shamkaroti iti Shankara. So that Shankara, who is arrived here, taken avatar as Shankaracharya ji. For him, our prostrations. Bhagavat Pada. Bhagavat Padam, they also say that. But Bhagavat Pada Shankaram, Shankara Bhagavat Pada is his actual name. And so Bhagavat Pada means, like the feet of Bhagavan, right at the feet of Bhagavan. That's the humility of their parampara. It shows all Shankara Bhagavat Pada. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam. Shruti means we all know that it is heard. Shruti means it's heard. Okay. What is heard is our Vedas. Vedas are Apaurushaya. Nobody, no human composed it. It's heard, it's revelation to the Rishis. So it is called Shrutis. So Vedas. Smriti. What is Smriti? That's memory. By memory it's written. Ramayana, Mahabharata, Itihasas also they are called. And so that is, and Puranana, all the Puranas, whatever, like it's based on Smriti, Puranas were written. And whatever is ancient, that is now Nava also. That's what Puranas are. Like we read, take the stories and follow that and all. Alayam, for all this, he is like a home. He's like, he has done all those things. Karunalayam, he is the kind-hearted one. Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Lokashankaram. Why he has done all the Vyakhyanas and the bhashyas, all that meanings and all that. and we respect and our prostrations to Bhagwan Shankaracharya ji. And the next shloka. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha. Bhagavantau, this Bhagavan, two of them, Bhagavantau Dvivachana in Sanskrit. So, who are they? Shankaram, Shankaracharya, Shankaram, Shankaracharyam. There are different interpretations, so we are just going to take Shankaracharya. And Shankara is like Shankaracharya ji. Keshavam refers to Badarayanam Vyas ji. There is also Dhyana Shloka says also about Vyas ji is like Vishnu Swarupa. So Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha. They our Vyas ji has written Brahma Sutras and Bhashya. Shankaracharya ji has written Bhashya and all, anything you name it. Bhashya means commentary on that. The sutra is aphorism, small, but it has a lot of great meanings. We will here and there we will go through that during our study of Bhagavad Gita. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha. For them also we show namaskar to them, prostrations to them, respects to them. The next one. ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवत् व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. Dakshinamurtaye namaha. My prostrations to Dakshinamurti. He is actually Guru Ishvara as Guru. Ishvaro Guru Ratmeti Murti Veda Vibhagini. There is no difference between Ishvara and Guru. That's what it says. Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya. He is all pervading. Everywhere, whose personification is Supreme Self only. That is Brahman. Kalishwaro Guru Ratmeti Murti Veda Vibhagine. There is no difference between Ishvara and Guru. So Guru should be treated with that much respect. And Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Dakshinamurti is Shiva as Guru. Satchidananda Rupaya Vishvotpatyadi Hetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Numaha. It's one of the invocation shlokas from Srimad Bhagavatam. So you see this everywhere. Namaha here is Numaha. Numaha means also Namaha only. That is Num Dhatu. They have used different dhatu. Satchidananda Rupaya Vishvotpatyadi Hetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Namo Namaha. I am Shri Krishnaya Vayam Numaha. My prostrations to Shri Krishna for what? Tapatraya Vinashaya. To remove all the three kinds of afflictions. We always have some prayer to Shiva, God, right? Bhagavan, we have to have some prayer. At least for liberation, we have that prayer, right? So we are not asking for any material things, but Tapatraya Vinashaya, so that we go straight into our, like without any obstructions in our path. Tapatraya Vinashaya Sri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. Who is that? Krishna is Satchidananda Rupaya. He is of the Sat Chit Ananda. And we will keep talking about Sat Chit Ananda Sarupa throughout when we study Bhagavad Gita. And Vishvotpatyadi Hetave. He is the cause of the Vishwa, the world, universe. He is the one and only cause. There is no other cause for him. He is the Karya Karanatita. So that is our prostration to Sri Krishna, Jagat Guru. He is the Bhagavan. See, Bhagavantau was already referred to before, and he is Sri Krishna here, and he will be Bhagavan in Bhagavad Gita, right? So this is the last one we have is for our Gurudev, Puja Gurudev. Without him, we wouldn't be here today. And Bhagavad Gita, he is the Gita Acharya, we can say, that many Gita Jnana Yajnas he has done, and so many talks and all, and commentary. Now we will be studying Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda's commentary, and let us prostrate to him. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Let us start our session with our gratitude to Puja Gurudev Swami Chinmayanand Ji and our Swami Ji, Swami Dhiratmanand Ji, and our Acharya Ji at Sandipani, Swami Bodhatmanand Ji. And I will give it over to Satya Ji. Will continue.
Thank you, Sukanya. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. First of all, welcome back to all my Chinmaya family. And if there are any new family, welcome for them also, a special welcome. And please remember our Chinmaya pledge, which says, we stand as one family with love and respect. And we do that actually. We are in a sort of a bubble actually. It's a Chinmaya bubble. We are within that. And we have a lot of love and respect flowing. So, what is today? Today is we are also celebrating what is called Ananta Padmanabha Vratham. See, this is not a common festival like Ganesha festival. Ganesha festival, Krishna Jalmashtami, and all these festivals, we celebrate everybody. Ananta Padmanabha Vratham is done in a special traditional, only if you have following some traditional way. Only some families who follow that. It's a very big, very nice, it has a lot of meaning. And just like Ganesha has a number 21 is special, just like that Ananta Padmanabha has number 14 as the very interesting number. So just I want to touch with this one. Here, what is that? Ananta Padmanabha. Have you gone to SSVD temple or Srirangam, Srirangapatana? So many, and Kumbakonam, so many places, and in Kerala also the famous. So here Mahavishnu is lying down in the original form. When you worship Sri Rama, it is the incarnation. When you worship Krishna, it is another incarnation. But Mahavishnu is worshipped in the most original form in this on this day. That is Ananta Padmanabha Vratam. And some people go for Triranga, Pancharanga and all. Within one day, they finish all these Ranga, Ranganatha who are visiting. Ekadashi day, without eating they go. Such a beautiful Vratam. And what is Vishnu shloka? Everybody knows this from Vishnu Sahasranama. Shantakaram, he is so peaceful. Bhujaga Shainam. In the earlier days when I was a child, Bhujaga Shainam means I was thinking that he is using his bhuja and lying down. I was wondering, is he not going to pain always and all? Bhujaga means it's a snake. Bhujaga Shainam, he is lying on the snake. And coming to the last one, Sarvalokanatham, he is the Natha for entire loka. How many lokas are there? There are 14 lokas. Boho, Bovaha, Suvaha, Maha, Janaha, Tapaha, Satyaha. So these are the 7 upper lokas. And the Bhumi comes in the between. And then you will come what is called the lower lokas. This is called Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Rasatala, Talatala, Mahatala, Patala. Like that it goes on. So many. So our plan, our goal by using this satsang to go upper and upper and upper, reach the Satyaloka and all. And there is when Mahavishnu took the avatar of Rama, he asked Vasuki, I mean the snake, to come as his brother as Lakshmana. And when he took the avatar of Krishna, he asked him, Vasuki or yes, Adishesha as Balarama. So they are so close to each other. And there's a nice story I just want to share with you how this Ramayana and Mahabharata, Ramayana and Krishnavatara, Ramavatara was little closed. And what happened when Krishna was born? He was born at the night, right? At about 12 o'clock in the night. and he was immediately transferred to Gokula because Kamsa was after him. So, and then Sri Krishna Bhagwan was living in Gokula with the new mother, Yashoda and Nanda, for about 14 years, 14, 13 years, something like that. And then he did lot of Bala Leelas. He did Govardhana, this thing, mountain, and Putana, all those several things he did. But what happened these 14 years in for Devaki? Devaki and Vasudeva were still in the prison for these 14 years. And only after 14, 13, 14 years, Sri Krishna Bhagavan comes and kills Kamsa, and then he comes to the prison to talk to Devaki and Vasudeva to release them. At that time, Devaki asks, Bhagavan, I know Krishna, you are a Bhagavan. You are a Sri Krishna Bhagavan. You are an incarnation of Mahavishnu. Why did you wait 14 years? And why did you left us in this prison for 14 years? You could have come in your 4 years, 4 or 5 years, you could have killed Kamsa. So he says, Mom, everybody has to follow their karma. What karma? What did I do? He said. You were nothing but, you and Vasudeva were nothing but, this is a story, Kaikeyi and Dasharatha. And you wanted me to go for 14 years. And you also loved me, wanted me as your son. So your thing has been fulfilled. I became your son, and you stayed 14 years. So what happened to Sumitra, your mother? She asked. Sumitra, she missed me for 14 years.
Yes, so Kausalya.
Kausalya, I missed her for 14 years. Kausalya is nothing but Yashoda, and she enjoyed my stay. It's so nice. The children growing up is so beautiful. Every moment is enjoyable. And this is what Yashoda did that one. So even what it depicts is even the what you call the devatas had to undergo this problem and karma, and then this is a story just to tell whatever we do in this world, it actually counts. It actually, we have to give whatever we have done, we have to give back. If you do good karma, you will have good results. If you have bad karma, again the same thing will happen, the bad things will happen. So in order to do that, we have to study Gita. The Gita actually tells us the karma yoga, jnana yoga, and bhakti yoga beautifully. Whichever yoga you want, and you can use it and apply that in your life. That's what we are going to do from. We completed the first chapter. First chapter is nothing but just an introduction, because Vyasa Maharshi is a very clever person. He didn't want to just directly enter into what is Atma, what is Anatma, and all those things. He wanted to grab the attentions of the people. So he brought a character called Arjuna, who is nothing but all of us. I am Arjuna, you are Arjuna, everybody is an Arjuna. Sri Bhagavan, which and in the entire Gita, there is no mention of, for example, Vyasa Maharshi never uses Krishna Uvacha. Have you seen that one? Or Hrishikeshu Uvacha or anything. He uses Bhagavan Uvacha. Sukanya is going to tell what is Bhagavan afterwards. So this great, what about the offering which Vedavyasa gave to us? Because Gita is nothing but the entire Sara. We in Karnataka we say Saru instead of Rasam, like that. Sara of the entire Upanishads. Upanishads are nothing but the part of the Vedas. So we are studying the essence of Vedas by using the Gita. And I thought there will be some new people, and so I wanted to show a small video, but it is applicable to everybody. So I'm going to share a video to all of you with Guruji's, and afterwards I'll give it to Sukanya. And let me see.
The Lord has given us the secret also. Do you know that whenever you go to the market and buy certain things, even when some medicine, you'll find one big literature comes along with that. Or you buy some instrument, equipment, there's a manual also. There's a manual how to use that instrument so that you can get maximum benefit out of it. There are so many features in that. This is called manual, guidebook, instruction, book of instructions. Once I was very amused when they bought one toothbrush. With that also there was written there that brush is at the other end. Because there also they give the picture A, 1, 2, 3, like that numbers and all that. And how it should be used. Once I committed a terrible blunder. Many years ago, somebody gave me one tape recorder. And I just plugged in and switched on. And do you know what happened? Kush. This kind of sound came. And suddenly blown out. So what happened? The new tape recorder, transistor together, burnt. So then I took out the manual. And the first instruction of the manual was read before using it. Because the problem was that transistor was working only on 6 voltage electricity. And I put 220. So if this kind of electric current passes through that, without using transformer or anything like that, then what will be the condition? Right? Now you may be wondering why I'm saying all this. You see, just think, when we make small instrument and all that, there is a guidebook how to use it and how to get maximum out of it and all that. So when in nature or God has given us such a beautiful body and human life with all intelligence and all that, we to say Bhagwan never gave us any guidebook how to live his life. You think he has not given? He is definitely better than some manufacturing companies or manufacturers. When they give for a toothbrush also, so he said God has not given. Of course he has given. And that guidebook which the Lord has given to us, that is called as the Vedas. That is called as the scriptures. And the essence of that is there even in the Bhagavad Gita. But as I told you, without reading the manual, I use the tape recorder. Here also, without reading that book, we live our life. And when somebody says, you must study this, Gita or any such, oh, not now, I am only 60-year-old. And now itself I should study. And towards the old age, that man comes to read Gita. And do you know what is said in Gita? How to live your life. Now time for him to leave this world has come now. So Bhagavad Gita teaches how to live your life. And that's what Gita teaches us. And we can study Gita. Can't we? Therefore we must.
So, it happens. For example, about several years back, maybe 20, 25 years back, when I went to Germany, I bought a can opener. It is a manual one. I had to hit it and then turn it like that. Now I'm getting old, so I told Sukanya that we should buy a new can opener which works on a battery. We bought it 2 weeks back. Both of us are trying. Maybe we are stupid. We don't know. And then as Guruji said, I went to look for the manual. The manual is in Chinese. Either I had to learn Chinese or I don't know what to do. So now I am planning to go for the YouTube. Maybe it will be there how to use it, or we'll return it. It's an Amazon product. So there are 300 centers all over the world of Chinmaya Mission, and most of the centers, they are all, the teachers have been well trained. So Gurudev has opened up what is called Sandipani Sadhanalayas. One is in Mumbai. So these teachers come and teach. Most of the centers, they teach Gita. They don't, apart from other Upanishads and other things. 1 to 18 chapter is done, they again repeat the 1 to 18 chapter. This goes on and on. The reason is because of that. It is the essence of entire Upanishads. And Bhagavan Vedavyasaji knew that we will not have time to study Gita, study all the Vedas, definitely not the Upanishads and other things. So he put the essence of everything and also attached a beautiful story into it. And he wrote the great Mahabharata. And he wrote 20 different Puranas. Can you believe that? And once Devatas, they wanted to see what exactly is the one which weighs the maximum from Veda Vyasa. So they started weighing. They found out there is no other work of Veda Vyasa, no other thing in the entire world that will outweigh Mahabharata. You know why? Because Mahabharata has two important things, the Bhagavad Gita and Vishnu Sahasranama. Both are so great, and we have to adopt that in our life. So, with a small introduction like this, I am going to conclude and hand it over to Sukanya. And then immediately from next week, we are jumping into the second chapter. That's where our Bhagavan is going to start telling Arjuna how to lead the proper life. Arjuna, who is Arjuna? You and me. We are all the Arjunas. Hari Om, thank you so much. Very much.
Hari Om. Before starting anything about Bhagavad Gita, let us do the Dhyana Shlokas. I didn't, ask anybody to or request anybody to chant. Hari volunteered. Hari volunteered right now. So I will request him to chant on the first and the last shloka of Gita Dhyana Shlokas. These shlokas are not part of Bhagavad Gita, but it is composed by Madhusudana Bharati. So Swami is Madhusudana Bharati ji, and Hari ji will chant this. Hari parvailva? You're muted, I think. I cannot hear. Okay. Yeah. Advaitamritavarshini
भगवती अष्टादशाध्यायिनी अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणि यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः.
Thank you, Hariji. These two, it says, it gives the recap of Bhagavad Gita, first chapter, what we said, so who is, composed Bhagavad Gita? Anybody? Bhagavan Vedvyas ji, that's correct, thank you. And who composed Mahabharata? See, I'm asking for the wrong people, not wrong people. Two experts who have already, Bhagavad Gita has gone through them. It's not just they have gone through Gita, Gita has gone through them. That's very good. So, how many parvas are there? How many chapters, what is the parva, name of the parva? You can say how many parvas?
There are 18 chapters.
What is the name of the parva where we find Bhagavad Gita? Anushasana Parva is what is that? Bhishma Parva. Anushasana Parva, Vishnu Sahasranama. Vishnu Sahasranama comes in Anushasana Parva, where Bhishma is already on Sharashaya. Yeah. Here, Bhishma is ready to fight. He's all energetic to give the kingdom to Duryodhana. Emotionally he doesn't want to, but still he does. He is fighting for Duryodhana. So Bhagavad Gita is, we always only know about Bhagavad Gita, not talk about Mahabharata. Mahabharata became famous because of Bhagavad Gita only. But it is part of Mahabharata. But we treat Bhagavad Gita as independent scripture, independent treatise. So Bhishma Parva, that's correct. And then 18 chapters. In Bhishma Parva, chapter 23 to 40 is Bhagavad Gita. So it is Bhagavad Gita means, for those who are studying Sanskrit, Bhagavata Proktam, Bhagavatena Uktam, we can say. But Bhagavata is the right word there. Tritiya Vibhakti Ekvachana. Bhagavat Shabda, Bhagavat, that is Bhagavata is Tritiya. So Bhagavan is the Prathama Vibhakti. Bhagavan Sambodhana, sometimes Hey Bhagavan, we say Hey Bhagavan. Okay, it becomes Bhagavan. So Bhagavan is the one. Bhaga means the virtues. There are so many qualities. Bhaga means Aishwarya. So Bhagavan is the one who possesses that bhagas. Okay. We don't see anywhere Bhagavan's name in first chapter. Even Arjuna says, Senayor Ubhayor Madhye Ratham Sthapayam Achyuta. Hey Achyuta, stop my chariot in the middle of the, in between the two armies. Krishna doesn't say anything, but it is said by Sanjaya, I think, he says okay, Krishna Paramatma, Senayor Ubhayor Madhye Sthapayitva Rathottamam, he says, it's indirect speech is given, hey Partha, look. भीष्मद्रोण प्रमुखतः सर्वे शान्तमहीक्षितान् उवाच पार्थ पश्य एतान् पश्य, look at these people. That is indirectly it's said by Sanjaya, not directly by Krishna, Sri Krishna Paramatma. So suddenly in the second chapter only says Bhagavan Uvacha. So all of a sudden he gained that that Bhagavan position. He is not, many commentators say it is not Vasudeva Krishna, son of Vasudeva. He is the Brahman. He is Bhagavan. Bhagavan. What are those qualities we are talking about? Is the beautiful, let me see if I can share this shloka here. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is the one. There are two of them. One only I'm going to do today. The other one I will do it in second chapter when we get Bhagavan with us. And that's little more Vedantic than this one. Of course, all are, like Vedanta. When we study Bhagavad Gita, we learn how to live. That is Adhyatmic life. So there is no difference between transactional world or the spiritual world where we behave. When we behave in transactional world, what we learned as spiritual, then will be our success. So who is Bhagavan? Aishwaryasya samagrasya viryasya yashasa shriyaha jnana vairagyayoschaiva shannam bhagam itingana. Itingana means this is sanya. Iti ingana means sanya means name in Sanskrit. Name, that name is Bhagavan is given to this person who has Shannam Bhagam, who has this 6 Aishwarya, Shed Aishwaryas. What is that? Aishwarya se Samagrasya. Samagrasya is all, goes with all the words there. Samagra Aishwarya. He who possesses everything in the world, whatever is called Aishwarya, the treasure. It can be virtue, it can be material, or it can be whatever. He has all that. And we Aishwarya, so we are going to go deeper as we go in second chapter. We will see how Bhagavan Krishna possesses these qualities and how we can develop these qualities in us. And Virya. What is Virya? It says virility. Virya is any time you are there, there is no difference between wrong situation, right situation. You have that strength in you. That is Virya. Yashasaha, Kirti, fame. That fame is because of what? How he is handling everything. Not just because he is wealthy, not just because he is written something or anything, but he possesses all these qualities, and how he is of course as Bhagavan, as Satchidananda Swarupa Brahman is the creator, all those comes. And other than that, who has this fame built up on his personality. Striyaha is again the wealth, and Jnana, knowledge, Vairagya, detachment. All these 6 gunas is supposed to have. Whoever is having this is called Bhagavan. We called Bhagavan, and he is Bhagavan. See, Bhagavan means who possesses the 6 opulences, means the best of all, wealth in full, all riches, all strength, all influence, all wisdom, all beauty, all renunciation. Samagrasya, that's what it means. Everything that is in him, Krishna Bhagavan. That's what we are going to study. Bhagavan Krishna's song, Bhagavata Proktam Gita. So that is the stop this sharing. So that is Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya Yashasya Jnana Vairagya Yasteva Shannam Bhagam Itingana. So when we are starting this year, right? So just like our children, everybody, all your most of your children went to universities, and what a great thing. It's a great achievement too. And but how much effort they put it in throughout to go to that university. Okay, not only the 12-year study plus going through the application process is the very I mean strenuous, or I don't know what you call it. It's really challenging for both the student and the parent. So what does this application have? All the qualification they have to show off themselves. They have to write what all they know, what all this, what all, like write a essay to showing them what they want to do, or it's also showing their knowledge. I mean, English knowledge, writing ability, and everything is there. And they look at the qualifications depending on that. What qualification do we have to study our scriptures? Our Vedas and our Shankaracharya ji says, being born as human is the first qualification we have. Being born as human, Jantunam Nara Janma Durlabhamata. They say, out of all the creatures, Nara Janma is the hardest to get. Only Satkarma Janyam, Tattva Buddha says, this body is Satkarma Janyam. Only if you have done good karmas, because of that you get this human body. And it is a wonderful thing that we have that human body. See, that is one of the qualifications, why we have this qualification, because human birth is given for us to get liberated. So everybody, it says, anybody, a creature, or they get different janmas. From human janma it's easier, and they get liberated. If we do satkarma, totally we sattvic, and then become one with Bhagavan, Jivan Muktas, or with Videha Mukta also. That is the liberation, one with all, Brahman. Then that is the liberation. Everybody will get that one time or the other. But when being human janma, get liberated is easier than when you are devatas, it seems. Devatas are the post, they have to come down. Then there is a good mantra in Kathopanishad. I will share that next week. It's almost, I have 2 more minutes. I will just end this. So what is the human being human? And then what is the next? So we don't have anything. Bhagavan Krishna says, just abhyasa, prayatna. You have to cultivate your own, practice. By practicing it, that's another qualification. Human being, and then you practice what is being told in Vedas and Bhagavad Gita. We are going to study, and then this is Bhagavad Gita is very relevant, and we will go through each and every teachings of Bhagavan, how we can apply in this our life, how we can take the real situations and do. And please, everybody has to think about it when we talk about this shloka, and what is it conveying? What is it conveying? How we can apply in our life? How we can do that? So we will do continue next week. We will start with the second shloka, and I would like to have the volunteers to chant the dhyana shloka first and the last one. And I am going to chant the first shloka of Bhagavad Gita, and please all of you can chant with me. Om Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः धृतराष्ट्र उवाच धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे समवेतायुत्सवः मामकाः पाण्डवाश्चैव किमकुर्वत सञ्जय ॐ हरि ओं श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओं ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओं श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम्. Thank you very much. Hari Om.
Hari Om, Sukanya ji and Satya ji. Thank you for the wonderful beginning of the session, introductions and setting up the tone in Bhagavad Gita. As many of us are very curious and very interesting to listen to you for the chapter 2, which is the essence of the whole Bhagavad Gita. And also thank you very much for giving away 10 minutes of your time to take over all the announcements and all other parts. Thank you. So with that, I would like to start the announcements part. As a very first announcement, as many of you already know, it is with a heavy heart I would like to share the sad news of passing away of Sri Krishnamurti ji, who is father-in-law of Bindu ji and father of Hari Prakasha ji. He passed away on Thursday, September 16th at Athibele in Bangalore.